Up next on UMass Sports Insider, even though it's February, we're hitting the gridiron and introducing you to a stellar recruiting class for the Minutemen football team. Also, the newest Hall of Fame class has been inducted. We'll go back to this special night for 5 all-time greats. And we hit the pool to show you the story of one of the top swimmers in program history who has turned disappointment into motivation for her senior season. Getting faster with each stroke, UMass Sports Insider starts now.
Now, the UMass Sports Insider, brought to you by Coca-Cola and Alden Credit Union.
Following their first season at the FBS level, it was an important start to the off-season for the UMass football staff as they scoured the East Coast for months, putting together a new crop of Minutemen. The result? Probably the most talented recruiting class in program history and another foundation for the squad moving forward. Hi there, welcome to UMass Sports Insider. I'm your host, Josh Maurer, and coming up, we've got a lot of football in the program, including catching up with an alumnus who has recently signed with the New York Jets. But we start with the newest crop of Minutemen announced on National Signing Day, February 6th. And UMass has one of the top-rated classes in the Mid-American Conference. To talk about his newcomers, here's Coach Charlie Molnar.
Every time you think of an offensive lineman, you think of guys, as big as you can find, and that's not always the case. We always really start at the feet first to make sure that they can move their feet, that they can be above average in pass protection, also being able to do all the different things that we ask our guys to do in the run game. There's a lot of trapping and pulling and things that they have to do, and if you just get big, heavy-footed guys, you'll find out that they're no better than smaller guys, so we want to make sure that we recruit athletes. Athletes on the offensive line are different than athletes on the defensive line or wide receivers or corners, but nevertheless, there are certain traits that go through all good football players: flexibility, explosion, ability to change direction, and acceleration. And we look for those components as we look at each offensive lineman. We have 3 linemen that are on campus right now. Josh Bruns, who's a transfer from Glendale Community College. He's already played college football for 2 years at the community college level. Certainly not the same as playing FBS level football, but nevertheless, the conference that he's in, the competition that he faced, will have him closer to being ready to play in the opening game. He's got good size, good athleticism, and has very good grades. And just, I think he has a real commitment to be the best football player that he can be. If Todd walked in the room, you would swear that he would be the starting quarterbacks for the Oakland Raiders. He's about 6 foot, 6.5, 258 pounds. He's really a very strong young man. He's got a great disposition, very comfortable, very relaxed, very mature. Has a rocket arm. We had him in camp. Sometimes when you get a guy that big at the quarterback position, they break your heart because they don't move their feet very well. But this guy has shown the ability to have great movement in the pocket, to escape the pocket. He's not going to tuck the ball and run and make guys miss all over the place. You're not going to mistake him for Colin Kaepernick, but I think he would fit into the Tom Brady mold as a quarterback. Casale was Long Island Player of the Year. That's 2 years in a row that the Long Island player decided to come to UMass. Stacy Bedell last year, Steve this year. Steve is just rock solid, tremendously strong, and he may be a better running back than he is a linebacker. And then Shane had a number of BCS offers, chose to come to UMass for a variety of reasons. I'd like to think this: he loved the combination of the academics, athletics, and coaching staff here and the team, and just decided this was the place for him.
Well, on that signing day, Coach Molnar took to the streets to spread word of that new 22-man recruiting class, and news of the talent, as you'll see, was met with rave reviews. Here's Hugh Zeitlin with a look.
Before college football teams can win on the football field, they have to win on the recruiting field. With a full season in Amherst under his belt, UMass head coach Charlie Molnar continued to build the foundation of his program. February 6th was National Signing Day, and it was hard for Molnar to keep the excitement in check. He says virtually every player that was signed had offers from mid-major or BCS level schools.
You can make the point that it's probably the best recruiting class in the history of UMass football. Obviously, that's due to the fact that we're a 1A school now. There's always been great players at UMass, and there always will be, but I think from top to bottom, this is a bona fide 1A class.
We realize that this is his real first full recruiting class, and we think he's going to do a good job with the program.
That's the kind of optimism fans that the program is banking on. East Longmeadow resident Tom Kennedy and his family are UMass season ticket holders. They joined the coach for a signing day celebration at Amherst Brewing Company.
If you watch, ESPN, for example, today, they're covering all the huge schools, the Notre Dames and Alabamas with their recruiting classes, and that's where we hope to see UMass one day. But this is, the starting point of getting some of these kids that really are excited to come to a school like UMass where they can play.
The more national attention that UMass can get with quality players, the more likely the fan base will grow. Coach Molnar even sees evidence of that this early in his UMass tenure.
Not every fan that's here is even a diehard. Some of these people are just kind of trying it on, seeing what UMass football's all about. I think there's a good positive buzz about what's going on in our program right now, so I'm excited to see some new faces along with the familiar ones.
And for diehard fans like Kennedy, he hopes those new faces will make their way to Foxborough next season.
We'd love to see more fans like us. It's at Gillette Stadium. It's a great way to go down there on Saturdays. It's not as busy as the Patriots games, and we'd love to see more fans in the stands next year.
I'm Hugh Zeitlin for UMass Sports Insider.
Thank you, Hugh. Well, each year here at the Mullins Center, UMass welcomes a new class into its Athletics Hall of Fame. You can see it right behind me. Last month, there were 5 greats inducted into the Hall, including 2 footballers who made the National Football League. Here's a look back from Steve Toll.
Every winter, UMass dignitaries, coaches, and former teammates gather to welcome new members into the Athletics Hall of Fame. This year, adding 5 inductees from across generations of UMass athletics.
My stage of life, you don't expect all of a sudden to be opened up into the Hall of Fame and be inducted that many years later. I never really thought about going to the Hall of Fame. I've had friends in here that I play with, Milt Moore and Greg Landry and others, and Welch Lemieux, and it's really surreal. I really feel like it's in dreamland right now.
When I found out, I was very excited. I never thought this would ever happen. I never played basketball to get an award like this, so this is a great accomplishment.
And I can remember when I was on my recruiting trip here to UMass and actually walking through the halls in the Mullins Center and seeing all the people up on the plaques and everything, and just thinking to myself, wow, it must be an honor to have been able to achieve that. And then for me to now be one of those people, it's an unbelievable feeling.
The equipment was totally different. The rules were totally different. The uniforms were totally different. Angela McMahon was breaking out the new uniforms today. She brought them in, and they were very lightweight, comfortable, flexible looking. And we played in wool skirts and polyester shirts that came down below our elbows. We had to roll up the sleeves and tape them to make them not quite so hot. And so everything has changed. So it's really fun to see the evolution of the game.
Perhaps meaning even more than the award is catching up with former teammates.
Fondest playing memory has to be actually coming home from the national championship game, because we took over an Outback Steakhouse down in Chattanooga, and just the feeling that we had of the years of hard work and winning that national championship game and doing it with the guys that I love was just it was the greatest feeling.
There's guys that were seniors when I was a freshman. There's guys that were in my class. There's guys that were freshmen. So it says a lot to the culture of the team and UMass lacrosse in general, of how much we enjoyed each other, that after all these years, guys come flying back to a situation like this.
For UMass Sports Insider, I'm Stephen Toll.
Thank you, Steve, and congratulations to all the new UMass Athletics Hall of Famers. It's time for us to break for the first time. Don't go away. We've got lots to come, including our attention turning over to hoops. And we'll look at some serious high-flying finishes by the Minutemen in a big-time win at Mullins. Don't go away.
Tired of the way big banks operate? At Alden Credit Union, we don't play games with your money. Alden Credit Union's Next Generation Financial Planning Services can help you reach your goals for free.
Hi, I'm Steve DeMarco. Wherever your destination, Premier is your solution.
Our reputation as an industry leader is built on service, safety, and the guaranteed best price. At Premier, safety stands above all else. Our fleet is serviced on-site by our certified technicians. Premier will customize your travel needs all within your budget, and we can even accommodate your travel requirements worldwide. With Premier Bus Lines, you'll be in good hands when safely aboard one of our comfortable brand new 2012 high-capacity buses.
Premier, an extraordinary experience, guaranteed.
It's Bright Out weekend as UMass Hockey takes on Maine. Make sure to wear white to both games.
You're watching the UMass Sports Insider.
Welcome back. We've been focusing on football this show, so as we hit our flashback, we recognize two Minutemen to become Super Bowl champions. This catch by Victor Cruz in last year's game helped the Giants top the Patriots and helped the former UMass wideout become a national star. Then in this year's game, James Ehedebo was an integral part of the Ravens' great defensive effort throughout the postseason. He laid big hits time and again as Baltimore made its amazing run to a title and made it 2 years in a row that a former Minuteman has been able to raise the Lombardi Trophy. Also earlier this month, UMass baseball great Doug Clark hit this landmark home run, an 18th inning shot that helped his team win the Caribbean World Series. Clark, who has been playing professional ball for 15 seasons, has starred in the Mexican League for the last 3 years, but never had a hit quite as memorable as this one. And welcome back to our show as the men's basketball season is hitting the A10 stretch run. Every game is of critical importance for Coach Kellogg and company as they fight tooth and nail for an NCAA tournament berth. And recently, on a snowy Saturday night in Amherst, the Minutemen hosted preseason conference favorite St. Joe's, and they took down the Hawks with some high-flying action in front of a packed student crowd. Let's take a look back. It's instant replay, the Minutemen and the Hawks.
Since coming back from that funeral overseas, it's played so well. There's a lob to the rim and a reverse jam! Oh, that could be a play of the day candidate for Maxi Esho.
Man, and he just turned backwards for a degree of difficulty. Maxi Esho getting busy on the baseline.
Reloads on Roberts, but he can't get it to go, and a chance to run. Williams lobbing, and Riley throws it down! Now a little mismatch down low, but they can't take advantage, and a run out for Putney. And a little point to the student section after the jam. They're loving it here at the Mullins Center. The second first half turnover for UMass. And blocked underneath by Putney. That's his third, and the other way, Carter will finish.
That was Chaz Williams, wasn't it?
Is that Chaz?
That's what I thought.
And a steal, and a lob jam for Esho. Has the mouth guard, but it's never really against his teeth. Here's Williams creating for Freddie Riley.
That same weekend, UMass men's lacrosse opened its regular season with a dominating performance against Army. The nationally ranked Minutemen put up a 16-goal outburst on a chilly but sunny afternoon. Here's what it looks like.
Matt Whippen, that means it's a 30-second shot clock here. Whippen on a reverse. Whippen! How about it? His 4th goal of the day. And that might have been his prettiest. Yeah. Fellow UMass won 7 of the 10 faceoffs in the 3rd. Minutemen get another one from Whippen. Wow. Another one from Matt Whippen, his 5th. What an amazing goal this is. And he's going to come right down.
Now back to men's hoops, and since the injury to Jesse Morgan at the beginning of conference play, UMass senior guard Freddie Riley has had to step into the starting lineup and on a night-in and night-out basis routinely guard the opposing team's best offensive player. To see how he's been able to successfully defend the perimeter, let's go into the film room now with head coach Derek Kellogg. It's time for DK and Coke Chalk Talk.
All right, here we are once again with my good friend the Breen. Today we're with Freddie Fox. Freddie Riley and his great defense that he's played, especially in league play. I think he's doing a fantastic job. And more often than not, he's caught on the other players' leading scorer, best player, date back to LaSalle on Galloway, Mumford at Rhode Island. And here he is in what we call a screener, helping the big guy, shooting the gap and getting on Galloway, making the game really hard on him, getting over the ball, screen defense, keep him out of the paint. Freddie Riley playing great on the ball defense, as you see once again here, and also playing great off the ball defense. Here he is pressuring Galloway, bothering the ball, making it a tough post pass. Here he is on Mumford from Rhode Island, one of the leading scorers in the league, chasing him off the screen, creating an offensive fall on the big guy. Here he is. We call him the Fox because he's very sneaky. He's trying to work the perimeter, looking to get steals, pressuring the basketball, and doing a great job. Our defense leads to our offense, and Freddie's doing a nice job of creating steals and leading to easy open baskets. But here he is, sneaky, the Fox, get a nice basket to put us up. It looked like about 11 points and giving us a nice run here against St. Joe's. Freddie Riley came to UMass as a known scorer. He's going to leave as a lockdown defender and a great all-around basketball player. And we're very happy in replace of Jesse Morgan that he's playing more minutes. He's locking up defensively and also giving us a nice boost offensively.
Thank you, Coach, and great work on the defensive side by the Fox. When we come back from this next commercial break, you'll meet a UMass swimmer who nearly had a chance for glory in London last year and has now refocused to excel in her final season in Amherst. It's a very interesting story, so don't go away.
Book your wedding with award-winning UMass Catering. We can host, design, and plan your big event from full breakfasts, lunches, to elegant wedding receptions and dinners. UMass Catering can host events in one of our ballrooms that overlook campus, tented outdoors, or our own Renaissance house. The possibilities are endless. Let the culinary team at UMass Catering bring creative menus and exceptional service to your wedding day. Special rates for members of the UMass family and alumni.
6.9 is a breakthrough. 6.9 is a physics lesson. 6.9 is the outer limits. 6.9 is an explosion. Uh-oh, he just got faster. 6.9 is ounces, and that makes this the lightest ever.
The UMass Hotel and Conference Center was voted the best hotel in Amherst. Situated on the beautiful University of Massachusetts campus, the UMass Hotel and Conference Center is where you stay to be in the heart of it all. With 116 contemporary guest rooms, free wireless internet, room service, 36 meeting rooms, free parking, and in walking distance to downtown Amherst, the UMass Hotel and Conference Center has it all.
Hi, how you doing? This is Travis Trapuka, graduate 2012, former UMass football player as a long snapper, and UMass lacrosse player as a defenseman. Well, since I graduated, I was fortunate enough to gain the attention of the NFL. I signed a free agent contract with the St. Louis Rams. Unfortunately got cut, last round of cuts. Great experience for me. I really enjoyed it out there in St. Louis. Then about 3 weeks later, I was signed out to the Oakland Raiders for a short while, and I've been working miscellaneous jobs, staying in shape, and got signed to the New York Jets as of last week. So I'm going to try my best there to make that a home for me. March 12th is the official date that I can get over there and start working out and push for that job. That's the long snapping job is going to be mine next season. Every day up there was a memory for me. I mean, I did stuff up there that I wouldn't have been able to have done at any other school that I was recruited by. Just the people, the atmosphere, really made it a great place for me to grow as a person and as an athlete.
Travis Tropuka was a two-sport standout for UMass, both on the football gridiron and men's lacrosse. We certainly wish him the best of luck as he tries to make the New York Jets roster next year. Well, here behind me, the UMass women's swimming and diving team is hard at work, getting ready for the upcoming Atlantic 10 Championships. And one of the leaders of that team, senior Amina Miho, nearly competed in the London Summer Olympics last year. It got complicated, though. A very interesting story, as reported by Cody Crushell.
All Mohamed Miho wanted was for his daughter Amina to have the same opportunity he had, to represent Lebanon in the Olympics.
Her time was good, qualifying was good, but the Olympic Committee, I think politics involved, and because we don't live in that country, the Lebanese committee decided they don't want her.
Amina, a senior on the UMass swimming team, was born in Massachusetts. She holds dual citizenship, which allowed her to compete for Lebanon in the 2009 World Championships in Rome. Amina's father, Mohammed, swam breaststroke for Lebanon in the 1972 Olympics. And until this past June, when her father received an email from her former coach, Amina thought she was heading to London to swim in the 2012 Olympics.
I was the strongest girl they had, so I was thinking, who else would go? I mean, it was common sense to us that I was going. They told me I had to make the specific time in a meet, and I ended up doing that. And so we sent back the results. They were like, great, that's awesome, you did great. Then a couple weeks later, they sent my father and I this email like, oh, we've decided we changed the regulations and we need her to swim better than my best time I've ever swum in my life.
She had one final chance to get that time at an event at MIT, but after spending 2 weeks out of the pool to rest, Amina fell well short of the time the Lebanese committee was demanding.
Swimming is all about times. If you make a time, you do things. Well, this was subjective, and that's really hard to take when there were times out there that we could have been working on to achieve.
To me, what shocked was I was very upset. To me, was very upset because where we come from, and I have family in London. They were waiting for her. I have family from Lebanon. They want to travel with her. So we were a little bit upset. I was a little bit more upset than her.
While she hasn't ruled out a run at the 2016 Olympics, the ordeal has given Amina a greater appreciation for what she has at UMass.
I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna move on. I have my senior year left. I can swim fast there. I can swim fast anywhere I want. It's not just the Olympics. Yeah, it's a great experience, but you know what, I've been to World Championships and that's pretty much the same feel. It's just, World Champs happens every year, and the Olympics is it's just the name.
She could have easily said, oh, this is just too disappointing. I'm just not going to do anything. But that's not in her personality. So she has come back and really been a good leader again this year.
My goal of this year was to get the 100 free record. And I know Zoe got it at the beginning of the year, and she set it real low. But I still think my mind's going to be in the right place around 810s, and I'm going to be like, you know, it's my senior year, like, I want to go out and have people remember, like, me.
For UMass Sports Insider, I'm Cody Crushell.
How you doing? I'm Samson Carter from the UMass men's basketball team. We're taking a commercial break, but don't go nowhere. When we come back, we'll be asking some of my teammates about some of their best non-athletic talents. Stay tuned.
The UMass license plate says it all.
You don't have to be a sports star. Any UMass fan can be a star with a UMass license plate.
Ride with UMass pride.
Order your license plate at UMassAlumni.com. All proceeds benefit UMass.
Remember when you got your car? We were able to get you the best loan. And when you bought your house, you knew you could count on us for an affordable mortgage. But you probably associate credit cards with big banks, whose rates just end up getting you deeper in debt. Not anymore. As a nonprofit, we can offer you a credit card at a much lower rate than the big banks. Introducing the Alden Credit Card. come on in and talk with us. At Alden Credit Union, we take your whole life into account.
You're watching the UMass Sports Insider.
Welcome back. In time for our weekly and ever popular lighter side. Well, we know that the UMass campus is littered with great athletes, but we got to wondering as well, what kind of talents do these men and women have away from the field of play? So we asked them, what's your best non-athletic talent? Let's check out the answers. Brought to you by Alden Credit Union.
Favorite non-athletic talent would be sleeping. Straight up, sleeping. I love it. I'm good at it. Can do it for a long time.
Singing, and I like to play the piano. I also like to do, movies and like acting, like on the Chronicles and stuff. The DGTV Chronicles. I like doing that.
Best non-athletic talent would probably be drawing. I like to draw. I had a class, but it kind of ruined it for me because she made me draw like really, really weird things.
It's a water drop noise, you know? That's all I got.
I'm a pretty good cook. I like to cook in the house a lot. Every night I try to cook up some steak, some chicken, some vegetables.
Playing the piano. Pretty great.
Is that something you've always done?
Yeah, we're at like 13 years we've played for. Yeah, it's legit.
I can juggle 3 bowling pins actually, so unfortunately I don't have any bowling pins, but that's probably my weirdest brag, I'd have to say, would be that.
Kind of did the whole dorm room thing for the first 2 years, the little single-size bed, missing my big bed back at home. So when I was able to move into a house, I went out and bought a big mattress pad. That cost me $180, but it was well worth it, I'll tell you that one.
I'll hear a song on the radio and just teach it to myself. I can do classical, I can do, sometimes I write my own music, and just whatever I hear on the radio, I like the beat, or I like the melody, I'll just play it.
I think I drew Coach Dolly once.
Whoa!
I look like Coach Dolly, but yeah.
Does the water drop noise come in handy in any way, shape, or form in life?
No, doesn't help at all.
Do you see yourself as a future Gordon Ramsay, perhaps?
I don't know if I'd go to that extent, but I mean, I could see myself in the future being a very...
Emeril Lagasse?
Possibly, never know.
I can play a whole genre of different songs, but I'm a fan of the classical. Yeah.
Like Beethoven?
Yeah, Bach. It's good stuff.
Let's say you're trying to impress somebody. Is that something that you could use to impress, let's say, a young lady?
I would say the ladies love the juggling skills, of course, yeah.
Is it a flattering impersonation of Coach Dolly?
I think so. I believe so. I don't know what other people thought about it, but I thought it was pretty flattering.
Was she smiling at least?
No.
Do you impress people with it?
A few people. I think the girls like it, so.
Yeah, like if you were on a first date, would you break out the water drop noise?
Probably not. Maybe a second date type thing.
Some very talented athletes for sure. Well, thanks for tuning into our program. We are just about done. Our next new edition of UMass Sports Insider will debut in the opening weekend of March. We'll have a look ahead to some March Madness. Until that time, I'm Josh Maurer, and have a great weekend.
The UMass Sports Insider, brought to you by Coca-Cola, Alden Credit Union, Adidas, UMass Catering, the UMass Alumni Association, and UMassathletics.com.